Hello, family. God bless you all. I pray everyone is doing well. We left off still in the book of Jubilee. Chapter 33 is where we will pick up. We begin at chapter 33. Jacob went and lived to the south of Magdala-Dreeph. He and Leah, his wife, went to his father, Isaac, on the new moon of the 10th month. Reuben saw Bilhah, Rachel's maid, the concubine of his father, bathing in water in a secret place, and he loved her. He hid himself at night, and he entered the house of Bilhah at night. He found her sleeping alone on a bed in her house. He had sex with her. She awoke and saw that it was Reuben lying with her in the bed. She uncovered the border of her covering and grabbed him and cried out when she discovered that it was Reuben. She was ashamed because of him and released her hand from him, and he fled. Because of this, she mourned greatly and did not tell it to anyone. When Jacob returned and sought her, she said to him, "I am not clean for you. I have been defiled in regard to you. Reuben has defiled me and has had sex with me in the night. I was asleep and did not realize he was there until he uncovered my skirt and had sex with me." Jacob was very angry with Reuben because he had sex with Bilhah, because he had uncovered his father's skirt. Jacob did not approach her again because Reuben had defiled her. And as for any man who uncovers his father's skirt, his deed is wicked greatly, for he is disgusting to the Lord. For this reason, it is written and ordained on the heavenly tablets that a man should not lie with his father's wife, and should not uncover his father's skirt. This is unclean, and they shall surely die together. The man who lies with his father's wife, and the woman also, for they have committed uncleanness on the earth. There shall be nothing unclean before our God in the nation that he has chosen for himself as a possession. Again, it is written a second time, "Cursed be he who lies with the wife of his father, for he has uncovered his father's shame." All the holy ones of the Lord said, "So be it, so be it." Moses commanded the children of Israel so that they observe this word. It entails a punishment of death. It is unclean, and there is no atonement forever for a man who has committed this. He is to be put to death. Kill him by stoning, root him out from among the people of our God. No man who does so in Israel will be permitted to remain alive a single day on the earth. He is abominable and unclean. Do not let them say, "Reuben was granted life and forgiveness after he had sex with his father's concubine." Although she had a husband, and her husband, Jacob, his father, was still alive. Until that time, the ordinance and judgment and law had not been revealed in its completeness for all. In your days it has been revealed as a law of seasons and of days. It is an everlasting law for all generations forever. For this law has no limit of days and no atonement for it. They must both be rooted out of the entire nation. On the day they committed it, they shall be killed. Moses, write it down for Israel, that they may observe it and do according to these words, and not commit a sin punishable by death. The Lord our God is judge, who does not respect persons and accepts no gifts. Tell them these words of the covenant, that they may hear and observe, and be on their guard with respect to them, and not be destroyed and rooted out of the land. For an uncleanness and an abomination and a contamination and a pollution are all they who commit it on the earth before our God. There is no greater sin on earth than fornication that they commit. Israel is a holy nation to the Lord its God, and a nation of inheritance. It is a priestly and royal nation for his own possession. There shall appear no such uncleanness among the holy nation. In the 3rd year of this 6th week, Jacob and all his sons went and lived in the house of Abraham, near Isaac his father, and Rebekah his mother. These were the names of the sons of Jacob. The firstborn, Reuben, Simon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, which are the sons of Leah. The sons of Rachel are Joseph and Benjamin. The sons of Bilhah are Dan and Naphtali. And the sons of Zilpah, Gad and Asher. Dinah is the daughter of Leah, the only daughter of Jacob. They came and bowed themselves to Isaac and Rebekah. When they saw them, they blessed Jacob and all his sons. And Isaac rejoiced greatly, for he saw the sons of Jacob, his younger son, and he blessed them. Chapter 34. In the 6th year of this week of the 44th Jubilee, Jacob sent his sons and his servants to pasture their sheep in the pastures of Shechem. The 7 kings of the Amorites assembled themselves together against them to kill them. They hid themselves under the trees to take their cattle as booty. Jacob, Levi, Judah, and Joseph were in the house with Isaac their father, for his spirit was sorrowful, and they could not leave him. Benjamin was the youngest, and for this reason he remained with his father. The king of Taphu, the king of Arisa, the king of Saragan, the king of Silo, the king of Gaaz, the king of Betharon, the king of Ma and Issachar, and Issachar. And all those who dwell in these mountains and who dwell in the woods in the land of Canaan came. They announced to Jacob, saying, "Look, the kings of the Amorites have surrounded your sons and plundered their herds." And he left his house, he and his 3 sons, and all the servants of his father, and his own servants. And he went against them with 6,000 men who carried swords. He killed them in the pastures of Shechem and pursued those who fled. And he killed them with the edge of the sword. And he killed Aresa and Taphu and Sargon and Silo and Amani Sakur and Gaga Ayas, and he recovered his herds. He conquered them and imposed tribute on them that they should pay him 5 fruit products of their land. He built Robel and Tamnatharus. He returned in peace and made peace with them, and they became his servants until the day that he and his sons went down into Egypt. In the 7th year of this week, he sent Joseph from his house to the land of Shechem to learn about the welfare of his brothers. He found them in the land of Dothan. They dealt treacherously with him and formed a plot against him to kill him. But they changed their minds and sold him to Ishmaelites, merchants. They brought him down into Egypt, and they sold him to Potiphar, the eunuch of Pharaoh, the chief of the cooks and priest of the city of Elu. The sons of Jacob slaughtered a kid and dipped Joseph's coat in the blood and sent it to Jacob their father on the 10th of the 7th month. They brought it to him in the evening and mourned all that night. He became feverish with mourning for Joseph's death. And he said, "An evil beast has devoured Joseph." All the members of his house mourned and grieved with him that day. His sons and his daughter got up to comfort him, but he refused to be comforted for his son. On that day, Bilhah heard that Joseph had perished, and she died mourning him. She was living in Qafratef, and Dinah, his daughter, died after Joseph had perished. There were now 3 reasons for Israel to mourn in 1 month. They buried Bilhah next to the tomb of Rachel and Dinah, his daughter. They were buried there. He mourned for Joseph 1 year and did not cease, for he said, "Let me go down to my grave mourning for my son." For this reason it is ordained for the children of Israel that they should remember and mourn on the 10th of the 7th month. On that day the news came which made Jacob weep for Joseph. On this day they should make atonement for their sins for themselves with a young goat on the 10th of the 7th month, once a year, for they had grieved the sorrow of their father regarding Joseph, his son. This day, once a year, has been ordained that they should grieve on it for their sins, and for all their transgressions, and for all their errors, so that they might cleanse themselves. After Joseph perished, the sons of Jacob took to themselves wives. The name of Reuben's wife is Ada. The name of Simon's wife is Adla. I'm butchering this up. Adalba, Adlba, hyphen A. Adalba, a Canaanite. The name of Levi's wife is Melka, the daughters of Aram, of the offspring of the sons of Terah. The name of Judah's wife is Bethasul, a Canaanite. The name of Issachar's wife is Hezekiah. The name of Zebulun's wife is Neaman. The name of Dan's wife is Eglah. The name of Naphtali's wife is Rasuelu, of Mesopotamia. The name of Gad's wife is Maacah. The name of Asher's wife is Ijona. The name of Joseph's wife is Aseneth, the Egyptian. The name of Benjamin's wife is Ijasaka. And Simon repented and took a second wife from Mesopotamia, as his brothers had done. Chapter 35. In the first year of the first week of the 45th Jubilee, Rebekah called Jacob, her son, and commanded him regarding his father and regarding his brother, that he should honor them all the days of his life. Jacob said, I will do everything you have commanded. I will honor them. This will be honor and greatness to me, and righteousness before the Lord. Mother, you know from the time I was born until this day, all my deeds and all that is in my heart, I always think good concerning all. Why should I not do this thing which you have commanded me, that I should honor my father and my brother? Tell me, mother, what perversity have you seen in me, and I shall turn away from it, and mercy will be on me. She said to him, my son, in all my days I have not seen any perverseness in you, but only upright deeds. Yet I will tell you the truth, my son, I shall die this year. I shall not survive this year in my life. I have seen the day of my death in a dream. I should not live beyond 155 years. I have completed all the days that I am to live my life. Jacob laughed at the words of his mother, because his mother had said she should die. She was sitting across from him in possession of her strength, and she was still strong. She came and went. She could see well, and her teeth were strong. No sickness had touched her all the days of her life. And Jacob said to her, if my days of life are close to yours, and my strength remain with me as your strength, I would be blessed, mother. You will not die. You are simply joking with me regarding your death. She went in to Isaac and said to him, I make one request of you. Make Esau swear that he will not injure Jacob, nor pursue him with intent to harm him. You know Esau's thoughts have been perverse from his youth, and there is no goodness in him. He desires to kill him after you die. You know all that he has done since the day Jacob, his brother, went to Haran until this day. He has forsaken us with his whole heart and has done evil to us. He has stolen your flocks and carried off all your possessions while you watched. When we asked him and begged him for what was our own, he did as a man who was taking pity on us. He is he is bitter against you because you blessed Jacob, your perfect and upright son. There is no evil, but only goodness in Jacob. Since he came from Haran to this day, he has not robbed us of anything. He always brings us everything in its season. He rejoices and blesses us with all his heart when we take his hands. He has not parted from us since he came from Haran until this day, and he remains with us continually at home, honoring us. Isaac said to her, I also know and see the deeds of Jacob, who is with us, how he honors us with all his heart. Before, I loved Esau more than Jacob because he was the firstborn. But now I love Jacob more than Esau, for Esau has done many evil deeds, and there is no righteousness in him. All his ways are unrighteousness and violence. My heart is troubled because of all his deeds. Neither he nor his offspring will be exempt, because they are those who will be destroyed from the earth and who will be rooted out from under heaven. He and his children have forsaken the God of Abraham and gone after his wives, and after their uncleanness, and after their error. You told me to make him swear that he will not kill Jacob his brother. But even if he swears, he will not abide by his oath. He will not do good, but evil only. If he desires to kill Jacob, his brother, then into Jacob's hands he will be given. He will not escape from Jacob's hands. Do not be afraid for Jacob, for the guardian of Jacob is great, powerful, honored, and praised more than the guardian of Esau. Rebekah called for Esau, and he came to her and she said to him, I have a request of you, my son. Promise to do it, my son. He said, I will do everything that you say to me, and I will not refuse your request. She said to him, I ask you that the day I die, you will take me in and bury me near Sarah, your father's mother, and that you and Jacob will love each other, and that neither will desire evil against the other, but mutual love only. Do this so you will prosper, my son, and be honored in the all of the land. And no enemy will rejoice over you. You will be a blessing and a mercy in the eyes of all those that love you. He said, I will do all that you have told me. I shall bury you on the day you die near Sarah, my father's mother. as you have desired that her bones may be near your bones. Jacob, my brother, I shall love above all flesh. I have only one brother in all the earth but him. It is only what is expected of me. It is no great thing if I love him, for he is my brother, and we were sown together in your body, and together came we out of your womb. If I do not love my brother, whom shall I love? I beg you to exhort Jacob concerning me and concerning my sons. For I know that he will assuredly be king over me and my sons. For on the day my father blessed him, he made him the higher and me the lower. I swear to you that I shall love him and not desire evil against him all the days of my life, but good only. And he swore to her regarding all this matter. While Esau was there, she called Jacob and gave him her orders according to the words that she had spoken to Esau. He said, I shall do your pleasure. Believe me that no evil will proceed from me or from my sons against Esau. I shall be first in nothing except in love only. She and her sons ate and drank that night, and she died. 3 jubilees and 1 week and 1 year old on that night. Her 2 sons, Esau and Jacob, buried her in the double cave near Sarah, their father's mother. The 3 Jubilees family would be 147 years. Every 49 years is a Jubilee. And then the 1 week would be 7 years on top of that, would be 154 years. And then 1 year old, 155 years, Rebecca lived, as she spoken earlier in this chapter. Thank you for listening, family.